Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to yet another edition of the Lambom Show. Today is Saturday, March 25th, 2023, and we are having a special broadcast this afternoon. Today's topic is the Big Seven of the English Premier League. We decided to do this broadcast because most of the teams, well, the English Premier League is currently on the international break. The first games took place this past week. You had a couple of international games that were played yesterday, Thursday, and then you're going to have some again tomorrow and the rest of the week. And the English Premier League will be back to action next Saturday. But I decided to bring together some prominent supporters of the what I consider the big seven teams in the English Premier League at this point. And I'm using just the current call it the current table, which has Arsenal, unfortunately, having being the first, and then Manchester City, Manchester United. Um, I think Tottenham is fourth, and then you have a bunch of other teams. Liverpool. After Liverpool, the surprising people on this part of it is Newcastle for obvious reasons because of the money that they have. So I'm very grateful to the panel. There are great supporters of different teams, and I wanted first of all to each of them to introduce themselves, tell us how long they've been supporting us and their teams, and why they decided to choose that. And let's begin because it's um, I mean, by some stroke of luck, Arsenal happens to be leading the table at this point. So I'll start off with the first person. Welcome.
Uh, welcome and welcome to everybody on the panel. It's by some stroke of luck, Mr. Lamberbaum. Yeah, by some stroke of luck. In everything in life, there's a little bit of luck in it, right? So, I'm Barista Manjon Judambe. I've been an Arsenal supporter for, God knows how long. I can't even remember. I've lost count. I fell in love with Arsenal during the days of Arsene Wenger and what I perceived to be his attitude of making sure that he gave African athletes, African footballers, an opportunity in the EPL during the days of Nwankwo Kanu and Vieira and all those African boys who were playing for him. So there was just no way I could not be supporting Arsenal, and since then I've been a gunner. And it's true that this year we are where we always believed that we should have been. We've had our downtime for almost 20 years, and so haters are piling down on us, and we are firing back. We are shooting on all cylinders right now. Okay, and I'm ready for the panel today. I'm ready for the conversation, discussion, debate, whatever we want to call it. And I'll leave no stone unturned. No hard feelings here, boss. If you want to throw punches, be ready that I'm gonna throw back. When it comes to Arsenal, I'm gonna defend them all the way, and I'm gonna be the gunner. And so, if I take out my bazooka, don't be surprised how fast I shoot and where I aim at. But thank you all, and welcome to the panel.
So I'm very grateful, Barrister Judah Bay. And one thing about Arsenal, when you look at the jersey, you have the Visit Rwanda. That's something that we can talk about. And I see you have the jersey on there. And for full disclosure, I like to say that I am a Manchester United fan. On this panel, I am absolutely since I'm moderating, I don't have anything to say. I'm just going to be asking the questions, no bias. But since we don't have Manchester City, I'm waiting for Melly Slim. He just called me, but we hope that we'll get Melly shortly. The next one is Manchester United.
Oh, my greetings to everyone on the panel. Mr. Mboum, I want to thank you for this opportunity. This is an opportunity that I've been waiting for a while. Even though I've been missed out in some of your calls, I want to apologize. But I think going forward, I'll always be present. So again, this is Willie Cashman, a die-hard Man United fan in green, since let's say a couple of years after the inception of Premier League. That was since '92. I fully got into Man United around 1995, and reason being that United over the years they've proven to be a consistent winning team, DNA in green. After the 1999 Champions League that we won that particular silver, well, 3 minutes into injury time, I was like just blown off when it comes to Man United. Up to date, I'm ready, full flesh, ready for anyone. Everyone, they know me very well. And I will take the bullet, and I will also make sure the missiles are out there. So everyone should be ready for me today. So again, Willie Cashman, Man United, DNA in green.
Thank you very much. And that is one of the moderators of the One United WhatsApp forum. I belong to that forum too. But the youngest man, and you just said something here that 1995, I mean, that is really when you got into it. I'm wondering whether Sean was born at the time, because Sean is the youngest fan we have. And when we were backstage, everybody was wondering how he had the courage to be a Tottenham fan. And I see he has his gear on. Sean, welcome. Tell us about Tottenham, why you like Tottenham, and how long you've been supporting Tottenham.
Yeah, my name is Sean Akare. First off, thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone joining. I support Tottenham because in like 2013 or 14, when I started really getting into the sport, I liked how they were appointing, attacking young, promising managers and building a squad around the academy. And I also liked how they were performing. Obviously, not now because we're not performing when we're playing very defensive football. But I'm very happy to support the club.
So welcome, Sean. And again, just to indicate, you guys, Sean's dad is my classmate, Dr. Donatus Aquare. So that's how I was able to pick up Sean. And also, you went down to London last year, and I think you actually went. I don't remember whether you visited Tottenham Stadium. Am I right? Did you go?
Yeah, I got a VIP tour of the stadium. I went to the dressing room. I went around the whole stadium, took some tours. Went all over the stadium, even to the press conference room. It was very interesting.
Yeah, I can tell you, I don't know about Willie. The one thing that I can say is that of everybody on this panel, you are the only one who has really gone there. These two people, I'm not sure they have ever been to any of those places. They're just, no, we can hear that. So before we get into it, we're waiting for Olinga for Liverpool, Luis Lonzi for Chelsea, and Melly Slim for Manchester City. Let's hope that they join us. But before we get into it, let's do something.
So, Mr. Moderator, can I say something?
Hold on.
Okay.
Somebody somewhere will lift the Premier League trophy, and it just might be Arsenal. 10 weeks from today, there will be 3 teams in tears, and one of them just might be Crystal Palace. 11 games to go, and here's the first of them. Saka's twisting. Gabriel Martinelli is scoring for Arsenal. What an effervescent star he is. One little step closer.
I've got to credit Crystal Palace how few chances they presented to Arsenal. But then at the back post, moment of brilliance from Martinelli to fire the ball past Joe Whitworth, who can't get anywhere near it. He just gets the first touch, then shifts it onto that left foot, drills it far post past Whitworth, who can do absolutely nothing about it. But this is how dangerous this Arsenal team are. They've just got players all over the pitch that in a moment can punish you.
Nicked away from Odegaard, retrieved by Saka. Ben White. Bukayo Saka! Over and over and over again. Relentlessly beautiful Arsenal football. And Saka's seamless smile just grows.
I'll have to say, Mikel Arteta's applauding. I was applauding in my seat as well, because this is just delightful football from Arsenal. They didn't quite get the finish that it deserved first time out, but it got it the second time. The ball from Ben White in behind Zaha to Saka, and the finish from Saka is just delightful.
Zinchenko, Xhaka, Trossard, Xhaka! Oh boy, that is silky smooth. Right now, Arsenal are doing it like no one else. If they were throwing shadows, Palace would be chasing them.
Just scintillating football from Arsenal. The movement from Xhaka, the interplay with Trossard, the movement again from Xhaka, the weight of pass from Trossard is just perfect. He doesn't have to break his stride, puts it into the goal under pressure from Joel Ward. And I think that's game, set and match.
Jesus. Lise with an intervention. It came back to Tierney and Saka. There ain't no stopping them now. Reveling in every glorious Gunners moment.
And there's the difference of being clinical from one end to the other. Will Hughes struggling to clear the ball, and it falls to Tierney, and then he delivers a lovely ball into the box. Saka wraps his foot round it, and Whitworth stands no chance again. He hasn't had a chance with any of the strikes from the Arsenal players.
And now there are 10 games to play. Now the lead is 8 points. And Arsenal and Arteta labour now to keep their emotions in check. Because week on week, game on game, goal on splendid goal for Arsenal Football Club. Palace have snags, more than snags. At times they looked a little bereft today. Martinelli, Saka, Xhaka, and Saka again. The Gunners just great, Rebecca, and winners over Palace by 4-1. 10 weeks from today, somebody...
Barrister Judah, what do you feel about that?
Oh, my dear Peter Jury, there was no better person to have said that. I can add on to that. Just let it just sink in. Let's soak it in. Huh? Let it permeate. Okay, let it sink. Go really Pashman.
So I'm tempted to think that Peter Drury is an Arsenal fan. Really, don't you think?
No, I don't think so. I think Peter Drury has been a very objective commentator, and I also enjoy him because there are several of our games that you see him, come out in that tone, that flairness, try to make the whole show, bring in some kind of panache to the whole thing to make it look so beautiful. So I don't think so. He's just a great guy.
You mean one of your games like the shellacking you guys received from Liverpool, right? I listened to him immediately after that game.
Sean, what do you think about Arsenal?
His mic is on.
Well, they're having a good season, but I still think that, like Arsenal does at the end of every season, they start losing. So who knows? I think that it's still going to be Man City to win the league, and Arsenal. I think there's still a possibility they can finish third, because Arsenal usually at the end of the season they take losses to teams like Southampton or Nottingham Forest and teams like that for no reason.
And that's fair, isn't it? It's been the tradition. That's why they have stayed for 20 years without. And Barrister Jude and Bebo, what is special about this team this year?
Well, what is special about this team is that you never have expected anything from my young brother there, my son, Sean. Sean is from Tottenham, right? They are pretty much one of the big rivalries we have in London, right? So I won't expect anything different coming from him. That he's a supporter of Tottenham. The same is going to be for Willie, because Willie is afraid of my mouth when the season ends and I'm up there. If you had talked to Willie at the beginning, Willie would be like, oh, yeah, that's Arsenal. Wait for them by November, December, when the schedule is tight, then they're going to take their normal position. December came and passed. The same Willie is there, and I'm going to take on Willie, not Sean. Willie, okay, let's wait and see what January says. January has passed. The same Willie said, okay, let's see what February is going to look like with the schedule in February and March. We are heading into April. You know what? You might as well just accept what it is. Right now, the handwriting is on the wall. There's that elephant right there sitting on that branch of the tree. I joke with Willie all the time. The elephant is not only sitting on the tree. The elephant actually just opened a restaurant up there. It's having Coke. Well, you're in London. You're in England, right? The elephant is right there eating some chips and fish. Okay, and drinking. So the elephant is going to go to McDonald's and get a burger and come back and sit right there. By the end of May, trust me. In fact, I make this prediction today. We're going to win the EPL. Everybody's going to be like, okay, it's done when we play at the Etihad. So watch April 26th. I think that's the date, if I'm not mistaken. City at the Etihad, the EPL is done right there. No more, no less. It's a prediction. Will you mark my word?
What do you have to say?
So, I cannot agree any better with Sean. And one thing that you see that I really have troubling with these Arsenal fans is their big mouth. These guys, sometimes it's just like, we all know this thing. It has been proven over the years that you can never count on Arsenal. Never, ever. Over the years, they've been at the same type of stage, and at the end, just as Sean rightly cited the situation, towards the end of the year, you will just see them starting doing it, just going down, and against some of these very small bottom teams. So I will never count on Arsenal. Arsenal, they are good as for now. But comes May, I want to see them still seated on the top of that tree, that their so-called elephant. I want to see that same elephant sit at the top of the tree. All I know is, for us, Man United, we have already one down, 3 to go. So I'm very confident, because
what do you mean by one down?
We have already one silverware down, so 3 to go.
What are they?
And they are all major silverware. We have the Carabao Cup, which is the League Cup, which is the big major cup for this year, because when a team like Man United finds itself in a stage like that, it's always very big. We have that one already in our pocket. We have the FA coming. We have the Europa coming. They will have the EPL as well. Some people might think that we have very slim chances of attaining the EPL title, but I want to let you guys know, Man United, if the referee hasn't blasted the last whistle, you will never count United out of it. So we are fully in it. So for my brothers, my Arsenal brothers, like Metro Manjong, please, I know you guys will be a big mouth, and we are all ready for you guys. We still have so many games to go. Don't remember this EPL. 2-3 games, you find yourself right down there. What's the point difference? And how many games played? Just look at that. So stop just running a mouth or be making some conclusions here. Way to go, my brother. Way to go. Way to go.
If I may interject, it would have been funny if this only wasn't true, but it happens to be true that the prediction that Willie is saying today is what he's been saying from the beginning of the season. In fact, even the moderator, let's be honest, he confessed. He's a self-confessed Man U fan. He's been saying it. I have text messages between him and I, right? So you all here are Arsenal haters, including my young son. The truth of the matter, or the fact of the matter is that the more you hate, the more we win. Okay, so you guys can be doing the hating while we do the winning. We don't run our mouth like Man U. We don't. We run our mouth on the football field.
So,
It's
but
true, about small teams do this, small teams do that. Look at what Man U is going through.
I really want us to get back and just. Do you think that if you had Arsene Wenger with this same team, you would have been that confident? Because I look at that formation, that Arsenal team, and I'm wondering. Let's put aside the luck, isn't it? Because one of the things that happened is after Gabriel Jesus got the injury, I was wondering. I said, "Man, these guys are finally they bought this guy over from City, and now 1/3 of the season he's not going to be back until he just came back." But then you look at that, the persons who replaced the whole of that attack, that force up front, is backed by a midfield that is even more formidable. And you and I were talking the other day, and I said, "What wing does
Zinchenko play?" And I was trying to explain to you that this season, not that when we win the title at the end of this season, it's gonna be credit to not only our strikers, the entire team, but particularly Zinchenko, Odegaard, Partey, and Saliba. These are the 4 players. If you want to look at what we play, how we play, when any of them are absent, especially Partey, we're in trouble. So we can afford to lose, and it's been proven. We can afford to lose Odegaard, Xhaka, Saka, Martinelli, any of them. But if we lose Partey, we're in trouble. So the entire team, the machine of that team, is the box-to-box force of an intelligence of Partey. Now, Zinchenko, when we are playing, I'm going to tell you, and you just have to be a little bit more interested in football to see what Arteta is a genius. And I think he got that from Guardiola. So I'll give credit because I first of all saw that with Guardiola. That's what they were doing inside that particular Man City. When we are defending, we've got 4 defenders. Then Zinchenko is a defender. When we get the ball and we start attacking, you realize that we only have 3 in the back. Instantly, Zinchenko becomes a midfielder. Gabriel comes down, he's playing down all the way down to the left. Saliba now is central, and then whoever, Tomiyasu or Ben White, whoever, they're over there. And the only reason Zinchenko can do that is because of Partey. But the force of Partey in front of that back 4 is good enough to give Zinchenko. Look at almost all our goals. You will find Zinchenko around the 80-meter box. Around the 80-meter box. So that is the genius of Arteta. We should give him credit. And you asked about Arsene Wenger, where this team would have been with Wenger. There are 2 different kind of managers. Okay? Wenger would win the league when the opportunity comes, but his goal was always to make Champions League. And that season will be a success season for him, probably, and the investors for Arsenal. We, the fans, we got really, really angry. Arteta, you can see that winning the league is primary. It's not just qualifying for Champions League. Because if it were, a few players might have been sold by now. We're instead buying.
Oh my God.
We're buying. And we don't have a deep bench. And that's where the criticism comes, right? At the end of the season, Arsenal loses. That's what young Sean said, right? That's what really picked on. But they will not tell you that, they lose because Partey got injured, or this person got injured, and we didn't get a deep bench for the replacement. Right now, you can see when Jesus got injured, Nketiah was doing a great job. Then we brought in Trossard. Even now, Nketiah got injured. Trossard is right there. If Martinelli gets injured, we still have enough to fit in the middle. If Saka gets, so that is what we need. We don't have a bench as deep as Man U or as Man City or even Liverpool, but we've got one good enough for now. Hopefully next season, you could see, even during the January window, we're going after Caicedo. Brighton just refused to sell, right? So we are not satisfied yet. We need a deep bench. And then when we have that deep bench, I'm sure Willie is not going to run his mouth again. Okay, Willie's problem that I took care of them. You see, I told him, I said, I've never seen an Arsenal team that refuses to draw. And I quoted the matches to him, right? But for VAR, we would not have had a draw game with Brentford. We refused to draw with Man U. The game was the old Arsenal that Sean was talking about, and even Willie and you were referring to. We would have been glad to have a draw game with Man U at the Emirates. We refused to draw. We refused. The same thing happened with 2 or 3 other teams. I would refuse to play a draw game with them. We said we're going to win you and we beat you. Aston Villa came. We refused to draw with them. So
the game with Bournemouth was the one that really, took me by. I mean, I was for the first time supporting a team that I've never known anything about, but at the end, I really loved the way Arsenal came back. But Willie, you wanted to chime in on something.
Yes. No denial. Arsenal, they've been good all season, no denial. But I look at it very shameful that a diehard Arsenal fan will turn down and will not want to recognize Arsene Wenger as somebody that has done some marvelous things with Arsenal. It is shameful to say this same fan that I have so many communications with him, text messages a lot, and we even talk face to face, that at one point he was like almost at the point of even committing suicide because of Ateta, that this guy needs to go. He is shit. He doesn't fit the portfolio of Arsenal. But today, he's claiming that this guy is now a genius out of nothing.
Let's
be fair here.
Let me chime in. Let me correct the record.
No.
Hold on, Majon. Give him the chance.
I did not interrupt you. Let's be fair here. The brand of football that Arsenal is playing is the same brand of football. My son there, Sean, will concur with me. This brand of football that Arsenal is playing is the brand of football that Arsenal has been playing for yesteryears. There's no difference. And if they turn around to say, oh, it's party, they don't have depth in their squad, blah, blah, and the rest, and they're going, that's a contradiction to me. Because my senior man, Barrister, just cited that if this one is not there, there is this one to cover. If this one is not there, this other person is there to cover. Is that not depth? That's depth, right? That's depth. So he cannot make that type of contradiction. But again, they are in good form, no denial. But you know what? Are we in a process? We are in a process. Do we believe in the process? We believe in the process. Are we getting right there? We are getting right there. The only EPL team that has already won the silverware for this season is still Man United. And the brand of football that we play, trust me, we do not even have the depth. All of you will bear with me. We don't even have the depth. Look at some of the Rashford. He has been playing game in, game out. Bruno Fernandes, game in, game out. We are still hanging in there. Martinez, game in, game out. We are still in there. Is that not something wonderful? That's something wonderful. It's just to tell you that by next season, after we must have reshuffled the team during the summer period with some 1 or 2 buys, trust me, United will be unstoppable. The Ferguson area is back. And we believe in Eric Ten Haag. So my big mouth Arsenal brothers, please, until me, stop running your mouth. Please stop running your mouth. We know what you guys can do. We know. So it's not a strange thing.
So let me ask Sean. There's some rumor that Manchester United is about to buy your captain, the captain of Tottenham. So what do you think about that? And by the way, I mean, who are some of the players in Tottenham that you really have high hopes that could turn around? Because Tottenham they're not doing bad. At least they may end up 5th or 6th this year. That's a great
So Harry Kane, I think if I were Tottenham, I would sell. He's in his 30s. This is the last time you're going to get big money for him because he's obviously not going to sign a new contract. Because in January, he doesn't sign a new contract, he's going to go to Man United for free. So if Man United are willing to pay $100 million right now, you should just take that. And with that money, because obviously in the past few years, Tottenham have shown a lack of ambition in the transfer market. I think that you can go out and sign some players that will show that you move like a big club.
I like
So
that.
are you going to switch teams to come over? And if Harry Kane comes to Manchester United, are you going to switch over?
No.
So
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Don't go for that bait. Don't go for that bait. He throws the bait all the time, and when he does, his colleague right there, his Manchester United brother, Willie picks it up. Let me correct the record. Number one, I did not say I don't have respect for Arsene Wenger. We call Arsene Wenger the professor, not for nothing. Okay, we have a lot of respect for him. When I was talking with the coordinator, we're talking about the ideology behind top four and between Arsene Wenger and Arteta. And I'm telling you that Arsene Wenger back in the days was more often than not comfortable with top four. It was a business line. You saw it's only Arsenal that could have built a stadium like the Emirates and paid off within the short space of time that they did. It's only Arsenal. And for you to do that, you need the mind of a total business corporate manager. That's who the professor was. Okay. Today, our brand of football, yes, tiki-taka, the best in England, in fact, the best in Europe, we compare only to the Barcelonas and to a certain small extent.
Oh my God.
And
wow.
The best, we are the only ones that can deliver that. Even Man City, that we play similar football with them. They've got that. I was proud enough and confident to tell you that this EPL is going to be won at the Etihad. We're going to play them at the Etihad.
So
that's where we're going to make or break this season. And I'm saying that sitting right here.
What happened to your? Was it the Europa League or what's the game that you just lost for? Was it Champions?
Yeah, against Sporting. Against
Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah, that's
so I'm wondering
against Sporting.
Yeah, this kind of tiki-taka that you play like Real Madrid.
And of course we did, and it can take you to what I'm trying to tell you, that the concentration in Arteta is the EPL. He did not play the first team.
Oh my God!
Against Sporting Lisbon. It was obvious. He didn't play the first team against Sporting. Okay, because we were preparing for our game against Crystal Palace, and when we came back, we delivered.
So
right now, he's talking.
You are serious that Arteta, of all people, did not want to play his first team because he was looking forward to beating Crystal Palace?
No.
Don't forget that Crystal Palace just lost.
All of them played.
You're misquoting what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and I repeat, we did not play our first team against Sporting Lisbon.
Really?
Because we prioritized the EPL.
Who was missing?
Who was missing?
Mm-hmm.
No, they were not missing. When the game started, when the game against Lisbon started, look at the lineup. They were not there.
No, but remember that you guys, even when you were over in Lisbon, that game in Lisbon, you saw that what happened there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys came back from behind, isn't it? The same thing. Am I right?
Yeah, but the game at Lisbon, we still did not play the first team. Remember, I was even surprised that when they came to the Emirates, the goalkeeper was Ramsdale. Normally, the goalkeeper is the American guy, a second goalkeeper. He's the one that's been playing Europa.
So, anyways, but we have talked a lot about Arsenal. Let's get to Manchester United. So, Manchester United is everybody had written off Manchester United, especially from the last result after last year when the manager was sacked. I think was sacked sometime in November. And they brought in a temporary manager who spent the couple of months, and one would have expected that at least they would have kept him off. But seemingly Manchester found its way this season and brought in a real manager, because the last 3 weeks since this guy took over, since the legend of the team left, Sir Alex Ferguson left. We have had about 5 or 4, and all of them great managers, but they have really never succeeded to build a team. So what is it that is working in Manchester United now?
Nothing. Nothing. So Alex, I mean, I'm not gonna give Willie the chance to even talk. Let me just shut him down. So Alex Ferguson's reign was what it was because the guy was a bully. He bullied everybody from the central referee to the match delegates and everybody else. When he was bullying his way around and winning, we didn't have goal line technology then. We didn't have VAR. We didn't have all of those things that could have seen everything that Man U got away with because they were afraid of the eye of Sir Alex Ferguson. Today is a different world. Welcome to technology. Let's play the football.
Okay. And see, and that's always the issue with these my Arsenal brothers. And that's why you see, I will never ever stand on the side of Arsenal. Never ever. The truth is, yes, ever since Alex Ferguson left, one thing that I want to not happy with him is the fact that he left us out of a sudden without actually leaving a backup for the club in terms of the playing power. There was not that backup. Hello?
You're on.
Yes, I'm on the call because it's like I'm not saying everyone.
No, that's fine. Just go on.
Okay.
So central.
Yeah. So one thing that you see, I want to not happy with him is the fact that he left suddenly, and he left without a backup plan for the club. So, and he actually came up with that proposal for David Moyes to be brought on. At that time, David Moyes was doing a wonderful job with Everton. We thought that, okay, maybe David Moyes is going to come with that same mentality. But again, it's not an easy thing to start rebuilding. So the rebuilding process has been going on, I think, for the last about 6 years to 7 years. Until now, we've gotten the right person. That this right person, at least, is giving the opportunity to young guys, and that's why you see he could move on. Somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo that we brought in, he did a good job last year, but thinking that he still has that energy to keep going at the top level, whereas that energy is no more. He talked and he moved on Ronaldo. And the process actually is going on that we believe in that process based on the type of players that he's bringing in, and there are more to come next year. Again, it is a rebuilding process. Do we believe in that process? Yes, we believe in that process. Is it an easy process? No, it's not an easy process. But are we getting there? We are absolutely getting there. Based on how, if you look at the composition of the team today and where we are heading to, you would actually see that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So comes in by next season, I want us to really go again on something like this with this my Arsenal brother that are running them out because of one good off season like this. United, you guys, all of you know. So, and I will not take the fact that a fan will come here and say, during the era of Alex Ferguson, since the inception of Premier League, some 26 years or so, when we were so dominant, it was because Ferguson was bullying referees, there was no goal line technology, blah, 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 all those other things. To me, it doesn't make sense. But there are all those normal jargons. There are those jargons. You and me will accept the fact that the brand of football and the type of players that United had at that time, the 92 class, the Beckham, the Gary Neville, the Postcode, they were class. They were the finest in Europe, and they were the finest in world football, and that was proven. So to say that Alex Ferguson, sir, remember he said, Sir Knight even, Ferguson, bullies referees, to me it's like, oh my God, you see. But I would not look at this to be strange, because these things that we'll get from Arsenal fans, we'll get from Liverpool fans, good and fine. We don't have a Liverpool fan.
You just made my point.
Representative on the panel yesterday.
You just made my point. Sir Knight. That's why you really.
However, watch United very closely. We believe in the process and where we are heading to. And I also want you to also say the good results that we've been having after beating Arsenal at Old Trafford with their full squad and the so-called claim party playing. It was because Eric Ten Hag also bullied the referees. Okay. And playing in the return game in Emirates because of the idiocy of the center referee that I don't want to even go to that game because it's so crazy.
So will you
There's one point I want us to take note of. From the way I'm looking at things, it's like the FA on their own side, they are trying to see that this title should change hands because they are thinking that maybe City is the favorite. So to them, now that Arsenal just emerged as a surprise toker, let me put it toker, call it in TC, as a surprise toker, they are like leaning towards Arsenal. From my own perspective, and do I look at it, because there are games against us, the return games against us in Emirates, games against Bournemouth, for instance, those type of games, to be very candid, I don't look at it to be fair. The way Arsenal came from behind, grabbed 3 points, it is not fair to me. But however, it's like FA is leaning a little bit towards Arsenal because they want to change and they don't want City to. The way I'm looking at it, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But again, comes May, that's where I would say, okay, congratulations, Arsenal, and let's see next season. But as for now, there is no way. There is no way. Because I trust them and I know what they can do. They are going to blip.
So let's get back to Eric Ten Hag, because I think that there's something that we are missing in terms of Eric Ten Hag's playing style, what he has brought in Manchester. You know, Manchester, again, when you look at the players that he brought in, isn't it? Especially in the midfield there, because that's one of the areas we all were crying for, isn't it? Casemiro has been great, and I don't want to say I have a certain bias because, again, seemingly the FA, the authorities have seen that Casemiro is about to bring something to Manchester, and they keep giving him red cards all the time.
Yeah,
but let's look
at Marina.
Let's look at the playing style that he has brought in.
Mr. Bomb, you cannot hide your bias. You cannot hide your bias. This guy,
he's just been objective.
No, that's not objective.
He's just been objective.
How do you account for the fact that somebody? How long has he been in Real Madrid? He had, I think, maybe one red card over how many?
Yeah, but
he comes over to
the rules are the rules.
Huh?
The rules are the rules. You don't go around. Sean will bear witness to me. You don't go around stepping on people's ankles, right?
No.
And you don't go around. He put both of his hands and choked someone at Crystal Palace and expected to get a red card.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. You know what are you talking? See, please hide your bias a little bit. And while we are on you guys, let me say this. You know, I know my brother Willie very well. Okay, everything Willie touches somehow turns into gold. A la Man United. You see the Carabao Cup that Willie is proud about today is a big cup because Manchester United won it. If you give that cup to Liverpool or Arsenal or Tottenham, Willie is going to dismiss it. The same is true with the FA Cup. And the same is going to be true even at the end of the season. Willie is going to dismiss the EPL because Arsenal wins the EPL. We cannot deny the influence that Sir Alex Ferguson had on Man United. But don't dismiss Moyes. Was Moyes the only coach that came after Sir Alex Ferguson? How many coaches have you guys had? And Willie, you and I, we talk every day. Every day. Each and every coach that comes is the best in the world. Think about it. You praise Moyes, he came, he didn't deliver. You praise Mourinho, he came, he didn't deliver to your liking. You praise Soldier, whatever you call that they do. He came, he didn't deliver to your liking. You praise the Dutch guy. He came, he didn't deliver. And today I don't know who Ten Hag, because of you guys are third today. Don't bother. Don't be bothered. Very soon you guys are going to dismiss him. Now we're talking about Casemiro. He's a very good player. But you and I, we know our opinion of Pogba. Excellent player. And I keep asking you the question every day. Why do you guys always drag Pogba to the guillotine at Man U? Why? Why is Pogba such a great player in the world and a great player in France, but when it comes to Man U, you guys want to slaughter the dude? What is he doing? What is it that he's doing right for France that he cannot do right for Man U? What is it that he was doing right for Juve that you guys went and dose out, I don't know how many thousands of pounds, millions of pounds, whatever it was, to get him over to Old Trafford that he cannot give to you guys? The problem cannot be him. The problem is Man U. And you guys face it up. You're talking about rebuilding process. Absolutely. When we were rebuilding, you guys were laughing at us. I told you this rebuilding thing takes a long time. You thought I was kidding, right? I pointed you to Liverpool. It took them almost 30 years to come back and win the EPL. You thought we were joking. Well, keep counting, buddy. See how long it's going to take you guys. We are there now. Hopefully we are getting where we wanted to get. It's taken us almost 20 years. You think we are joking, right? Welcome to the rebuilding process. It's all a process. I agree. You guys, let's see how far it takes you guys.
Oh, the truth. Yeah, the truth
for you. Unfortunately for you, you're rebuilding at a time when there's a lot of money being pumped into the EPL. Look at Newcastle. If one of those sheikhs also come now and take over Tottenham or Everton or West Ham, my brother, I don't know where we're going to be. But I hear that there's one super billionaire sheikh who is about to take over you guys. If that happens, then maybe you guys will become another Man City where you just go around buying big players and then dump them together like the Casemiros and whatever. But if you're going to build from the bottom up the way Arsenal did, buddy, 15 to 20 years. The records are the records.
Okay, let me I would never actually put a reporter here. You know, ever since Alex Ferguson left, right? We've had David Moyes, we had Luis Van Gaal, we had Jose Mourinho, Carrick, not Ole Solskjaer, Carrick, yeah, Carrick short spell. Then the Austrian guy, the German guy. Then comes now the almighty Ten Haag. Comes an almighty Ten Haag. Moyes did not complete a full season, and it wasn't an easy transition for a manager that was doing so well with a mediocre team that would look upon him like, okay, he might replicate something. A manager that was proposed by our almighty knight, Sir Alex Ferguson. He came in, things were not really going. He did not complete the full season. We brought in another manager, and this manager won something. Won FA Cup. Luis Van Gaal won FA Cup. That was something. With a depleted team. We brought in Mourinho. Mourinho won something. And a big cup. European Cup. He won something. We brought in Carrick, right? We brought in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. How many finals did we play? How many? We played 2 European semi-finals, final. Then now we have Ten Haag. We already had 1 trophy already in the pocket, and with other 3 down the line that we are right there, very, very close. So that's just a process. But the brand of football that we play today, to be very candid, the brand of football that we play today, yes, Casemiro is a superb player. I'm not a dirty player. All of us will agree to that fact. He's not a dirty player. But for some reason, the way all of us is going to accept the fact that refereeing in English football has a problem. They are very inconsistent with their decisions. Sometimes they make certain decisions that they are so controversial. They will do this today, the next game, the same incident occur in the next game, they will look at that incident to be a fair incident. The next game, that incident is not the right one. It's a cut. The next one, you look at it to be fair. They are very, very inconsistent. I will not say a player like Casemiro, who is a very clean player, that now the haters, they want to brand him as a dirty player because of what he's doing, because of his performances that they are jealous of. They want to tell me a dirty player. They will say he will intentionally want to step onto the shin of another player. No, all of us saw that action. He was on the ball. The leg rolled over, and the contact even was not even career-threatening contact. No, it wasn't. But for some reason, because of the stupid referee, they call him, was it Marina or what? That's the second time. He did the same against Crystal Palace. He did the same thing the last game when this guy was given that red card. But however, we are not crying babies. We are not crying babies. And there were so many cries out there that we should take an appeal. But you know what? Because we are not crying babies, we believe in fair play, we move on. We play our McTominay.
That's not why you guys moved on. You guys went back, you watched the game, you saw the action, you knew that the decision was correct. That's why you guys did not appeal.
No, it wasn't a good decision. I don't want to go.
So let's listen to Sean.
Let's go into that. Let's listen to Sean on to the next day. I don't want to get into that. But the fact is, because we are a very fair team, that it is not for I would say,
even young Sean is laughing at you. Even
no,
why? Is laughing at you. You can't afford to lie all along.
The fact that Man United is the most supported team worldwide with the highest number of fan base, you understand, by itself tells you that that's a clean and fair team. We don't play dirty games. No, that's the truth. We don't play dirty games.
Our son Sean is laughing at you.
So Sean.
Well, if you really want to go to Casemiro, they're biasing. If you look at Real Madrid, you don't see him doing that. When he comes to Man United, he starts doing that. He gets his consequences.
No, it's because of the hate. It's because of the hate in English football.
What hate?
Refereeing in English football is rubbish. I know some of those referees in English football, and I know their team that they support very well. I know them.
The same referee.
You understand what I mean?
The same referee the trophies that
particular game. Anthony Taylor was right there. He saw that action. He was right in front of him, about 3 yards in front of him. He saw everything, and he deemed that action to suffice a yellow card, and that's what he did. Then you know what happened? This stupid so-called hater of referee they call Marina, who was the Varley, called him that I want you to review this thing.
Yeah, in slow motion.
To change his decision, and you cannot make a decision like that based on slow motion. You go to the live, because sometimes when you look at this slow motion, it gives another picture. Look at it real life.
Mr. Bob, you guys hide. I understand where Willie is coming from. Willie is angry. Willie is bitter. I understand. I feel sorry for you, but I want Mr. Bomb to please. You guys should hide your bias a little bit. Just because you go to the monitor, it doesn't mean you must agree with VAR. You have to come back, but you deal with the consequences. When the central referee went to the monitor, he looked at it. He agreed.
No, not the English football. We know what the VAR is doing because they've done that with you guys several times. We know what the VAR know what they do.
Okay, hold on. Sean, so what is your assessment of Manchester United as a team?
First off, to touch on what he was talking about managers earlier, I think you can't be defending David Moyes because you brought in Di Maria that just came from a World Cup final that season. You brought in Memphis Depay. You brought in big players. You spent money. You still didn't do anything. Same with Van Gaal. Same with Mourinho. Same with Solskjaer. Same with Rangnick. All of those Man United managers, they spent big money. They didn't do squat.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. So, that's good. So, currently, you have watched Ten Hag. What do you think about Ten Hag? What do you think about the Manchester United team? Do you think it's a good team? What do you?
It's a decent team because what I've noticed it's with these managers that Man United had in the past. Their first 2-3 seasons, everyone's marked. All the Man United fans, they go, he's the best manager in the league, best manager in the world. He'll win us everything. Then when the third season, more seasons come along, they start lowering the hype. Like with Solskjaer finished second the season before this, the season last season, when he finished second, that season upcoming, they were saying, "Oh, we're going to challenge for the Premier League," then they end up finishing 5th place. They sacked their manager and end up with an interim. So
No, let me clarify something here. You know, in football, sometimes there's something that you say, there's something that you do that you qualify it as a try and error, and you cannot try and error sometimes without having some kind of previous background information about what you want to do or knowledge about what you want to do. You know, going to managers like Jose Mourinho, all of us we know Jose Mourinho is a proven manager, but is he in a decline? He's in a decline, and we see that each year going, we see that Mourinho is declining. We brought in Mourinho. We thought that we thought that he was going to like rebuild the team to fit what we are expecting. But was it our expectation? Expectation? It wasn't our expectation. Okay, we had to move on, which is normal. It is a rebuilding process. These things happen. First of all, Man United is not a sacking manager. If we're a sacking team, if we were not a sacking team, if we were a sacking team, somebody like Alex Ferguson would not have stayed with us for all that long period of time. Because when Ferguson came on board, the first 2 years to 3 years, it was ridiculous. But when we patient,
you know, Mr. Moore.
And the last,
let's do this. I understand that this is an opinion show, right?
Mhm.
But facts are very stubborn. You cannot tell us that Man U is not a sacking team. Man U
We are not a
is
sacking
a
team.
sacking team. Listen to me. After Alex Ferguson, how many managers have you guys had?
A couple.
Let's count. Let's do the count.
Van
And
Gaal,
you know what? And that's
No. You had Moyes. You have Van
Yes.
Gaal. You've had Solskjaer. You have Carrick. You have Mourinho. You have the Australian dude, the German, and now Ten Haag. You've had
no. You're talking about some other team.
no. I'm talking about Man U.
No.
Eight managers.
No. Let
Let's-
me tell you something. You see
Managers
guys.
sacking team.
No. You see guys like the Giggs, the Michael Carrick, you know, the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Those guys are all in-house
I
guys.
don't care what you say. You are a sacking. Those are the facts. You are a sacking team, and you sack them because you guys don't play good football. We want to talk about a team that doesn't sack? Talk about Arsenal.
You guys don't sack because
the reign of Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger is gone in football. Nobody's going to have that anymore. 20 years, you're never going to have it anymore. But even then, come back to today, after Arsene Wenger, how many managers have we had? 2. And if you remember very well,
No, you guys got about four.
The problem with Arsenal is that you guys don't have the money to buy money.
Yeah.
when Arsene Wenger was leaving, young as Arteta was then, his name was already in the records as to that's a potential replacement. At the time Arsene Wenger was leaving.
No.
Yeah.
You guys are just saying that. You guys are just saying that because you guys are having just one off good season. That's it. That's why you guys are saying that.
Don't forget. Wait. Remember what I told you about Willie? FA Cup is a big cup, right? The very first season Arteta came in, what happened? We won the FA Cup. Sir, big cup, right?
What?
Big cup. With the very first season Arteta came into Arsenal, what do we want? What did we win?
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. You want to go? I just told you that facts are stubborn.
Oh,
right?
no, I remember.
Oh, no,
This first division team, what they call them, what? I remember that one small team. I remember.
Yeah, you guys beat Chelsea. You guys beat Frank Lampard, manager that got sacked from Everton. You guys beat Frank Lampard.
Thank you. We beat Frank, and before beating Frank Lampard at Chelsea for the finals, we took out Man City and Chelsea to win that FA Cup, sir.
So let's do this. I think we have talked about all three teams here. Let's talk about the teams that are not on that we wanted to talk about. And one of the greatest disappointments for me this season is Liverpool. I was really hoping that this was going to be Liverpool's year, even though Klopp, for some reason, let go Mane, and that disappointed many fans. And then you see, he concentrated on bringing in, shoring up his attack and midfield, but then that has really not worked. So what do you think about the Liverpool team and what needs to
That would be bread and butter for Willie to trash talk Liverpool right now. I'll go in defense of Liverpool, and I'm going to go in defense of Jurgen Klopp. This is what I believe is happening to Liverpool. The type of football that Liverpool plays, the high tempo, high pressing football, right? You can only play that for so long. That team, in fact, minus money, the Liverpool team has been doing that for 7 years. It's going to have to take a toll on you.
No, you cannot say 7 years now, bro.
Yes, for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
How long has Klopp been in Liverpool?
Oh, 5 years?
No, it's been seven.
No, yeah.
It's about 7 years.
Yes, about 7. Yeah, correct.
Thank you. So you
about
just
7 years. But they pick up like 2 years after he came in.
Yeah, exactly.
They pick up like 2 years. So for the last 5 years, they've been playing the high pressing football, which is the same type of high pressing football that Arsenal is playing. That we don't even know how long it's going to last.
Well, this is the difference, and I agree. And I'm not going to deny that's the same kind of football that Man City is playing. That's why you see Man City rotating his team almost every other season, right? So for you to do that, if you don't have very young players like Arsenal does, you need to actually rotate that team often, Mr. Mbom. And that's the problem with Liverpool. That when you don't rotate the players as much as you can, and they are not as young, there's just bound to be trouble. There's only so much mileage you can take out of those players, right? That's my belief. Unfortunately for Liverpool, Thiago Alcantara and Diogo
Jota.
And Diogo Jota in the midfield, they are not delivering as I'm sure Klopp had hoped that they would deliver. Okay, his brother Nunes is having 15 scoring opportunities for him to score one. But we cannot laugh. If we play football, you cannot laugh at him, because when that guy is going to start scoring, the positions he's doing on that field every time when he gets those opportunities, imagine that if he starts putting them behind the net, Liverpool will be deadly again. They'll be deadly again. So I think that he's doing right. The players are just tired. He needs to rotate them. He needs new blood. He infuse new blood in. Those guys, you cannot do that for that long. I can see you doing it for 3 years, and you want to do it for like 5-7 years. Your players need to be very young, like the Sakas and the Martinellis and what. You're not going to use that with Van Dijk. Van Dijk is tired. If Martinelli and Saka run at Van Dijk right now, there's trouble. If Rashford runs at Van Dijk, there's trouble. He's tired. There's just so much you can do at a certain age. That's what I believe is happening to Liverpool.
Willie, what do you think about? Oh, Sean, it seems you want to say something.
I agree with him, but you can't just get Klopp out of all this blame. He's playing gegenpressing football, but you realize the players that he had money from past years. They don't spend a lot of money. You sell one of your most crucial players, but you decide to buy a player that's not even in that position. And you have young players in that team, but you're playing James Milner every game. You're playing Harvey Elliott every game. You're playing just random players that are not informed.
Well, and yes, and just to add to what Sean is saying, what the barrister just made mention, at least I agree with him to an extent. I agree with him especially like when he cited a player like Nunes. That's a gem. That's a very good guy, very good player. But I just pity him because he has found himself in a team that team is going to be they're going to go down for the next 30 years before they will start to see something again. So the next 30 years, I don't see Liverpool doing anything. But however, Sean just made mention about some very important points there. Those old players that Klopp keep on relying on them, playing them. But to me, in the nutshell, it's karma. It's karma that is on Liverpool. What they did to Mane, to me, that was the downfall of Liverpool. Because this guy, if we want to be very honest, over the years, for the last 5 years that we know Liverpool, they've been playing some wonderful type of high pressing game. Salah is scoring like it's just a no man business. All those things were all built. They were all coming from Mane. To be very honest, they were all coming for money. But just because the club, Liverpool club as a whole, to include the manager, treated that guy the way they did because of some small chicken change. That was it. That's why the camera came in. And Liverpool, to me, in the next 30 years, it will be difficult for them to rebuild. Look at all this Henderson, Alcantara, the Mina, the Fabino. Those guys are old. Then you see they are trying to bring some two young guys into their midfield, the Elliott or whatever. They will not come. They will not come. They have a long time to go.
But
and when you go to that defense, the Van Dijk, those guys, Matip, they're all players. Gomez, that one he plays with his butt to defend. There's no way. They have the next 30 years. Liverpool, next 30 years. Trust what I'm saying.
But really, somebody listening to you, just like Manjong said, would think that because Liverpool trashed Manchester United 7-0. I mean, what happened in that game? I mean, if they were that bad, what happened that they walloped Manchester United 7-0? And I know that Manchester United was also going after Cody Gakpo. And, Liverpool beat them to the game. So that may be part of the reason why you are just getting off on that 30 years. I think in fact, don't you think that Liverpool is going to be third this year? They're not going to overturn Manchester United? Don't you think?
No. Liverpool, they will not even play European Conference League next season. There is no way. They will not even play European Conference League next season, Liverpool. Trust what I'm saying. Okay, some people might say, okay, it's because we were walloped 7-0 or 7-7 or something.
You forgot?
That we were walloped.
No, how can you afford to forget that?
I just want us.
Bully, did you honestly forget the score?
No. I just want us to be very honest here, right? I do want to acknowledge the fact that we were beaten. I want to acknowledge that fact. But let's look at the circumstances. Prior to us conceding at the last minute of the first half, through a stupid error, we had total control over that game. We could have already killed that game, about at least 2 goals prior to that. But we made that fatal error 1 minute into recess. We conceded. We came back thinking that we were just going to pound on them. The first minute, we were actually on them, made another stupid error, and that was Liverpool's second attempt on goal. They scored. We said, now we're going to bounce back. The same minute, we did the same stupid error. We were already 3 goals down within 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes. From the one.
Isn't that what soccer is? The comedy.
That's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of the game. Within the 1 minute before recess and the 2 minutes to 3 minutes after recess, we considered 3 goals. That was so damaging. Then that 12th man also played a role because of the crowd. That was so damaging. Sometimes in football, this blips occurs. It happens sometimes in football. Where it pains me a lot actually was just the number of goals. Because everything that was just coming at us was just going in. Because we were already confused. We were just all over the place. I do acknowledge that.
But you know what? Hold on, Manjo. Hold on. Really, hold on.
Yeah, but do you know what? Do we have a plan in place? We do have a plan in place. Until we return this trashing, we will never go to rest. And that's the truth. We will never go to rest against Liverpool. There is no way.
So I want to welcome Luis, and I want to apologize. I've been calling the wrong Luis and sending the information to some other person who then asked me, who is this? Then I had to look at it and discover that it was a different Luis. Luis, thank you for coming on. Luis Lonsi is in the UK. He's a Chelsea fan. That's the other disappointment of the season.
Oh, yeah.
After spending 700 million, is it pounds or $700 million? What is happening to Chelsea?
Hello, hi. Hi to everybody. Sorry for chipping in a bit late. Yeah. Thank you, Lambert, for finally getting to the right Lewis. We are human. We do make these errors. Yeah. What's happening to Chelsea? Chelsea is my club, a West London club. Yep. We call it the rich club of London, the rich Premiership club. I think fundamentally, obviously, I always say what happened with Abramovich leaving, and obviously with the Russian crisis, the Ukraine crisis, which is still going on. So this American guy, Todd Bowley, came in. And for some reason, my biggest fear when this guy came in, most of these Americans, they come here with all the respect I've got with America being a first world. But you guys, you play football, we play soccer. You guys, you've got this here Super League, which, to be honest, I'm not being disrespectful. For starters, I don't even understand it, so I don't want to critique something I don't understand. It's a show of lack of my knowledge. But this guy is almost trying to rewrite the rules with that American owner too. He's an American. At one point, he's proposed that we shouldn't have relegations. So you realize that this guy, he doesn't really understand. He's got money, but he doesn't really understand soccer. So he's trying to superimpose the American system onto here. That's one of the things which, for me, that was the beginning, which I started having my skeptics about him. Okay, he's brought an English guy, Graham Potter. I'm like, okay, Potter tried with a small team. Why was Tuchel allowed to leave? Now Bayern Munich just signed him yesterday. So we need people at that level when we want to operate at that very high level. Okay, Abramovich, his money, you and me can say it was a bit dodgy, but it was something that guy, he understood about high level football, high tempo, how to win trophies, how, we don't hang about you. Why are we going to win with Graham Potter? So you realize that these Americans, they're buying football club, but they don't really know what they're getting into. They don't know what they're getting into. I know you people got this franchisee in America. It doesn't work here in England, that franchisee thing. So you have to come in to win in the Premiership. You need to spend money. Because honestly, that's why everybody's looking at the Premiership. Every player wants to play in the Premiership. Everything is about the Premiership. It is pure and simple, bro. It is money. Okay, you and me can argue about some of the sources of the money, but it is pure and simple. That's why everybody's talking about the Premiership. You have to spend big. You have to spend heavy. If you are not willing to, if you want to cut corners, it catches up with you. You have to.
My London brother.
Hold on, Louis, welcome. Hold on, Manjong. Louis, welcome. So, are you trying to let us know that what is happening with Chelsea today is because of the owners? Is that what you're trying to let us know?
He's not trying. That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm
the owner.
Brother,
he's blaming ownership.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what, Luis? Welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
But let me say this: just like Willie was trying to do, there are certain things you cannot explain away. Okay, you just cannot explain away. Own it, eat it. You guys don't go into the market and spend 700 million pounds, and you tell me that there is no money. It's about money. That is the money we are talking about.
That's the money.
We are looking at 700 million pounds, and we're not seeing you guys deliver on 700 million pounds. That is the money.
I brothers.
I don't think that is money.
Don't. You cannot explain it away.
Yeah. You guys are right. You're looking at the board figure. You're looking at the 700 million.
I'm looking. No. Oh, okay. Let's go back. Let's take a deeper dive into it. We are not only looking at the figures. Let's look at the players.
But you guys,
even the manager,
of players you guys have bought.
Jude, it's not just about spending money. It's a player, so it's regular.
That's what I'm saying. Let's look at the players.
That's why I'm pointing the finger at the American.
Are you telling me that you guys don't have good players? You guys don't have good players in Chelsea?
Yeah, we don't have good players. The good players.
Give any manager and give any of these teams managers to that Chelsea team. Give them that money, they will come out with the Premier League.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I really wanted to circle back on something that you said, which I think is important for us to look at in terms of American ownership, because it's the same problem with Manchester United. Yep. We have had the Glazers for 17 years.
Thank you.
They have spent a billion. I think I might not be right, but it's about that, £1 billion.
Yes, about $1 billion. Since Ferguson.
Yes, but there's really nothing concrete to show for it, isn't it? And I think that is that same. There is something, but take it over to Liverpool. Liverpool is owned by a team,
American.
Yes,
Americans. Yes.
All of them. Even Arsenal is owned by the Americans.
Arsenal is American.
See,
no. Arsenal is still like 50-50.
See, guys, you will not explain. You cannot blame the ownership.
You cannot blame ownership to me too as well.
Yeah, because you guys had
you have to. Chelsea, we won everything because of Abramovich. If we don't acknowledge Abramovich, then how can you say you cannot blame?
I'm not saying no.
We won everything because of Abramovich. So
was Abramovich the manager? Was he the manager?
He made all the final decision. He decided.
Did you listen to what our son just said there, Sean? Young Sean. Sean says, take that Chelsea team with that money and the players and give it to any other manager. He's winning the EPL. Sean,
any other top figures of manager
to drink beer about all you want. That is just the truth.
So
look at what you guys are doing. You guys kicked out Mendy from the pool and put in what do you guys call that?
Keeper.
Kepa is not even going to be third goalkeeper in Arsenal. You put him in that pool and you expect to win? Like seriously? And you have this. You spend money on players you don't know how to coach them, and you're blaming. Who are you blaming?
Yeah,
okay,
so
let me bring this example, right? You see, like with us in Manchester United, we've been having the Glazers over the years. That good and fine, they'll be leaving pretty soon. However, what we've been having with the Glazers is the fact that sometimes when we actually need, when we are actually in need to buy a particular type of player, they will not produce. That's the problem we're having with them. Then times that we don't even need some certain type of player, that's when they want to give money. So they've been using Manchester as their business tool to make their money. And that's our trouble with them. But is it the same case with Chelsea? No, it's not the same case with Chelsea. During the era of Abramovich, he kept pumping money. The new American guys, they just came in, the same thing, they keep pumping money. The only issue there with Chelsea is the fact that I don't know how your management system, I'm not talking about the monetary part of it, but I don't know how your management system in relation to the type of decisions that you make. Because for no reason, because of one or two poor results, Tuchel will put out of the door. We know you guys are actually a sacking club. Down the years, how many managers have you guys sacked? So it's just a normal routine, which is wrong. Tuchel could have still been your manager. You would sack Tuchel to go and bring Potter because of the good result that he's having with Brighton. Brighton is a small club. Yep, and you will not think that, you will not want to tell me that because it's a small club, you bring a manager, I think that he was just going to fit in a big club. No. Some will do, some will not. That's why I see like a team like Manchester United, not all players that can be good in one club come to Manchester, they will be able to put on that JC. Play there in that Old Trafford, that 75, 76,000, 78,000 spectators, the biggest in England. It's not easy because just that crowd by itself, that JC by that to put on that JC by itself, it's not easy. Even me that I'm here a diehard fan, just to put on this, it's not an easy thing.
What happened?
It's not an easy thing.
Willie, you and me were almost singing from the same hymn sheet, as you say, yes. The decision comes from above. With Abramovich, what Abramovich did, what I really like was that he was replacing quality with quality. But these Americans, they're not replacing quality with quality. We'll sack somebody like Mourinho, we'll go and get somebody like Ancelotti. That's what we say, replacing quality with quality. The point is not just replacing, replace quality with quality. We had the Drogbas, we had people that you know, these are household names. So we'll go everywhere, we intimidate fear. Yeah, and you need that aura in football, in any sport. You need that psychological advantage. You come with people with personality. When you come with people that the people start asking, who is this, who is that? You're going nowhere. So every sport, psychology counts.
So
no, those guys are new. Those guys are new. They must have been advised by the inner core. There must be some kind of inner core. That's why I say I don't know how your management system looks like. I don't know the setup, but they must be advised by some people within the core that they've been in the club. And because you guys have that mentality to sack, you just think you can just keep on sacking. So when they came in, they made that proposal to them. Let's sack and let's bring this one. They just get in.
Luis,
they just get in. That's what
you're just joining us, and we have had a very lengthy conversation. But I wanted to just get your opinion in a minute about. First of all, we started off with Arsenal. Maybe you are going to change your team now because I don't see Chelsea playing Champions League or Europa League next couple of years. So maybe you want to join Arsenal. But what's your assessment of Arsenal this season, and do you think that they are going to win the league?
No, give credit where it's due. Most of my friends in London, that's one thing. I used to live in London. Most of them, I think 3/4 Cameroonians in London, they're all Arsenal supporters. So I'll never support them. They make a lot of noise. But I'll give it to them this year.
Thank you.
This is their year.
Thank you. Big mouth.
This is their
Thank
year.
you.
This is their year. This is their year. And I believe for some reason, City helped them. I think Pep is regretting now. The Brazilian they gave them, man. Jesus, this Arsenal to lose. So I see them taking the league this year. I see them doing it, unless, as I say, it is theirs to lose. I don't think anybody can catch up with them. The people that could give you the fight was Liverpool, but all of us who know Liverpool, I think they overstretched themselves last year. The players, like what Salah was saying, they what they call donut fatigue. They're tired. Liverpool is mentally tired. As I say, in football, everything boils down to psychology. Liverpool is mentally tired. Because yes, I think last year they were going for they wanted to break every record. They wanted to win 4 trophies. So I think they pushed themselves. I listened to a private interview which Salah gave. That you see, they've got that mental fatigue. They are there now, but they can't wait for the season to be over. So it is only now we're expecting City to push, and we know Pep, his main is a Champions League, so he's not really bothered about the league. So I don't see him really trying to push Arsenal too hard. If he can get his Champions League, Pep will be so happy. So for me, that's why I believe that it is Arsenal's to lose. I think this is the best opportunity Arsenal got. Because Pep will not push them so hard. Pep will concentrate on the Champions League. Pep will not push them, and Pep is the only person that can give them a fight. And so there's nobody to give them that fight.
You don't think Manchester United has any chances?
No. Well, United, they perpetually in rebuilding. Since Alex Ferguson left, so they keep every year they keep promising us about rebuilding. So I'm getting like, I don't know if they're just playing now with words or they're just teaching me a little bit of English. I don't understand. Every year they come over because they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding. They're going to the stock market. The last time they were in Hong Kong to borrow money. They want to sell their stock. They want to rebuild. So I'm like, come on. These guys are taking us now for a ride, We read their comments, like, come on. You people have been rebuilding since Ferguson left. When are you going to stop rebuilding and give us a team?
No, it's just the noise at Manchester. Manchester is too noisy for my liking. And that's why we are here on this, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us here. We leave the noisiest, and it's not. There's a reason for it. That's Man U for you. The point here is, and I agree with you. The EPL is ours to lose. I just told them here, it is ours to lose, and we are not going to lose it. We are winning it. We're taking it home, okay? And it's out of hard work. The rebuilding process is a long process, Luis. It takes time. The Liverpool we're talking about, it took them 30 years to build that team. That's correct. That the team that they are trying to infuse new blood into. Arsenal, for us to be here now, it has taken us almost 20 years.
Yep.
Man U are just what? When does Ferguson leave again?
Just about 5 years ago. 5 years.
No. Come
on. No. It should be about 10. It should be about 10. It should be about 10
years. No, not 10.
This year is going to be 10.
This year is going to be 10. It'll be 2013 or 2012, somewhere there.
Yep.
Yeah. So 10 years. Boy, I'll see you in the next 10-year mark, okay? There's no way you guys are going to cut through this thing. And like I said, I'm afraid, and not only for Man U, all of us, with this Arab money coming to the EPL right now. If look at what Newcastle is doing.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come to
right
Newcastle.
Now, and another team like Tottenham is some of that bunch of Arab money with a good manager and the freedom to do. The EPL is not going to be. They talk about the top 4. That will be, forget it. It will now be top 7.
So, Luis, just
Barrister.
Yes.
Hold on, Willie, hold on 1 second. I just wanted to give Luis an opportunity to comment on the topics that we have had, so that I can.
Okay.
So we also talked about Tottenham. I mean, it's surprising that people are even mentioning Tottenham because, again, I don't see them as a top flight team per se. But what do you think about Tottenham? And I see Antonio Conte is about to be sacked for some comments that he made recently. We have not talked about that short, but what do you think about Tottenham?
Conte want to leave.
Tottenham with Levy. Okay, Levy is a very shrewd businessman. Yeah, he's a Jew, so I expect that from him. Yeah, I respect him. Yeah, he's a very shrewd businessman. But Tottenham has got money. If you look at the back, the man financing Tottenham is Joe Louis. Joe Louis is an Englishman, stinkingly rich, but obviously, because of tax reason, he's gone into one of these islands. He lives there. He doesn't want to come to Britain, so he's pumping money to Tottenham for one of these secret islands. Joe Louis is a serious boy. We talk about Arab money. Joe Louis is rich. Go and do a research on Joe Louis. But just because of the tax things, he doesn't want to come here because the government will come after him. He just is self-imposed exile. but he's a guy flushing money in Tottenham. So Tottenham, they've got the money, yes. Lambert has touched a point. With Tottenham, as I said, but with the money, with people like Joe Louis, with Levy, a very shrewd business guy, why is Tottenham not performing? And I think Tottenham, for me, boils down to what I said to you guys about sports. There's something in sports, they say sports psychology. It counts a lot with Tottenham. Tottenham is supposed to be a top club. Have you gone to the new stadium? When you walk into that place, you know what? People are talking about that is an artifact. If you go into the new stadium, the money they put Joe Louis pumped into that place, it will rival any stadium in Europe. Any stadium, any day. Go to the new White Island, I'm telling you, it rivals any stadium in Europe today, as I'm saying. So you realize that these guys have got money to put on a structure like that. They've got money without the banks coming in. So, but you're right, on the pitch, as Lambert is saying, on the pitch, they're at best they're an average club. So you say there's Lambert's right, there's something fundamentally wrong with Tottenham. And for my period in England, that's what I've realized with Tottenham. I think they've got a psychological something. When they always push so hard, you think like, okay, they're going to do it this year, they're going to do it this year. For some reason, they'll just disappoint you. They'll just disappear mid-season. Then they start telling you they're preparing for next season. They always come up with this their own crap. They always, when they collapse, they always start preparing for the next season. They start saying they will reinforce. So that's Tottenham has got I think they've got a serious problem. Yeah. When it comes to money, I know they've got money. Okay, they can get an Arab, but they don't need that Arab leader. Joe Louis is pumping money into that club, but they've got nothing to show. They've got nothing to show. So I think there's something fundamentally really wrong with Tottenham, and I think that's what Conte hinted at before. They say he's gone on gardening leave now to Italy. I think that's what Conte was hinting at. Because you know, Italians, we know they've won so many World Cups, but look at the Italian national team. You and me, see these guys from the days when I was growing up in Cameroon with the Barresis, they're just good at defending, but they keep winning big tournaments. Do you understand that football, everything, Italians, they believe in their psychology. When you believe you can do it, that's the Italian mentality. And I think that's what is pacing off Conte at Tottenham. Because you realize that those guys haven't got that mentality. Up here, there's nothing. It's not just about playing football. Italians, they believe up here, you leave your house up here, you know you're going to win. That's an Italian, he doesn't care. And that's why they'll take an average team to a World Cup and come back with a World Cup. You're like, what is wrong with this Italian? You look around their team, it's an average team, but up here, they believe they're the best footballers in the world. Even their management, they believe, even an average Italian manager will tell you that he will win the Champions League. So we don't know where the guy is coming from.
Sean, yeah, you just heard there about your team, the team you support. It has flush a lot of money, but results.
Well, the thing about them, Daniel Levy's he's stingy. He's very, very stingy. That's the problem. And with the players on the pitch, they look, when you're playing players like Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, Højbjerg, all those players, you're not going to win anything because they don't have a winning mentality. But with the managers, Tottenham, ever since we hired Mourinho, it has proven that Tottenham and defensive managers, they don't work. Tottenham only work when they have an attacking manager like Pochettino or someone like that in that shape. So I think if they're going to sack Conte, I would say you hire an attacking manager like Nagelsmann or Glasner or Enrique or De Zerbi, and then maybe you start winning things, and you give him a long-term contract, just like how Chelsea's giving 8-year contracts to people. You give him a long-term contract, and he's gonna rebuild the team, and he's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't think Luis likes the term rebuilding because he just accused Manchester United of constantly building, and Tottenham is always they're going to reshuffle their team. But Mangon, you have any comments on what Luis just said?
No. I think that's true. It's unfortunate though. Rebuilding is a process. It's a painful process. Okay, it is a process, and because if you start rebuilding, like I said, the only people that can get this thing done with a flash are those that get the right manager and the money to spend with reckless abandon. Look at the way City turned itself around. All of us knew City. City was dropping almost every other 2-3 seasons and coming back and dropping and coming back. Once they pumped in this money, they brought in what's this Italian called? What's his name? Mancini, yes. Once they brought in Mancini with that money, and the thing just went poof, and that's how they're spending. What do you need? What do you really need? You need what? You need maximum 5 to 7 good players on the field at every moment. Critical players. So you need a very good goalkeeper. If you don't have a very good 4, you need a very good 5, 6, and 8. a 10, and then a striker. That's it. That's really all you need. Everybody else supports them. So if you can get those 7 real good players and a good manager, you challenge for everything. You challenge for everything. But for you to get that, and if you don't have that money, you have to start building. And how are you going to be? You cannot buy those 7 at the same time. So you're going to buy 2 here, wait the next time to buy another 1 there, and sometimes maybe injury takes 1 out. Then that is the rebuilding process. It has taken us an award. Almost 20 years. I'm only going to stick with my team. I don't know how long I knew it took Liverpool 30. I don't know how long it's going to. I mean, let me just stick with Arsenal for now because I don't want to hear Willis' mouth. But I'm sorry, bro. If again, facts are facts. They're stubborn, but they're what they are. If you have to follow them, my brother, you guys have a long road ahead of you.
So maybe some arguments that have been between the EPL, saying that the EPL is stronger than the Spanish league.
No, as a league, there is no question about that. The EPL is stronger. The Spanish league has just maximum 4 teams.
Not enough before even.
4 teams that are battling it among themselves. The EPL, you can see it. Even City, or like Sean said, even Arsenal, the first team right now, Southampton can beat us on a normal day. And you look at the game from beginning to end, nothing happened, nobody was cheated, you just got whooped. That's the EPL. And you just take it down, and then you go home and you plan for the next day. It doesn't happen like that in the Spanish league. It doesn't. For you to hear that a team that is last or second to last or third down there will beat a Barcelona or Real or Atletico it's almost unheard of. In the EPL, it's the regular thing, normal thing. City is running at supersonic speed. Everything just puts a stop on you. Look at us. Just give you a break, like Crystal Palace or Bournemouth or something. It's just the way the EPL is. The EPL is tough. Teams don't know football. They drop because somebody has to drop.
Yeah, and that's actually the beauty of the EPL. That passion is there. That energy is there. Everybody goes for it. You cannot just get it one day and just say, oh, okay, I'll just go. I'll just have a flow like that. No, it doesn't work in EPL. We'll keep on having these surprises every day. But however, let me go back to Spurs. To me, I don't think Spurs, they actually are going, or they really want to compete. That's where I'm looking at it. To me, Spurs, they are just playing some kind of maintenance, sustainability in the sense that they can sustain, they make their business. Just like what my brother Louis just said about Levy. Levy is a very good businessman. He's just there to make money. Because I will not see Tottenham will sell some players for these big monies and the rest. And when they want to bring in, they will go and be bringing some mediocre type of players all over the place. Then how do you want to compete? Manjon just make mention. Barista just make mention about getting some certain players. That is spine. A winning team must always have a spine. If you don't have a spine, you will not. There is no way. You cannot go anywhere. Look at Harry Kane. Harry Kane is up there. Who is behind him? All the way down to the pool. You will not see anybody there. Sean just make mention. The Eridias and the rest, they don't have that winning mentality. So where is the spine? The spine is not there. But each time, just as Luis made mention, when Tottenham will be like, oh, I don't see, okay, next season we'll come out. We'll buy. They keep on doing that year in, year out. So to me, when I'm talking about the big boys, I don't even put Tottenham within the frame. They are not even there. They're out of it. Then, again, it's very, very unfortunate that I will see my brothers, I will see my fellow Chelsea and Liverpool. They are now like swiping positions from 10-9, 10-9. That's what you see them. That's what you see them. All season. Either today, this weekend is 10, this one will go to 9 position. Next weekend, this one goes to 9, one goes to 10. And that's how they go in the season. It's unfortunate that you see clubs like Brighton, the Newcastle, the Brentford, they will find themselves in European positions and Europe Conference League. But mighty Chelsea, Liverpool, they'll be just there playing within a 9 and 10 position. Trust me, that's what's going to happen.
So I think that we've been on for now 30 minutes. Let's try to round up. And I wanted to do two things. Again, just go around and ask first where we started off from. Who do you think is going to win the EPL this year? Let's start with you, Sean.
I think it's going to be Man City because, like I said at the beginning, Arsenal, they're bottle jobs. They don't do anything at the end of the season. If you can even compare them to they play like a relegation team in May. Every May and April they turn into a relegation team. So I could even see Arsenal finishing third place behind Man United because even when Tottenham finished fourth last season, in like March they had almost a 10-point lead over Tottenham in that fourth place race. By the time it was May was about to start, the points got reduced to like 3 or 5 points, and then you guys bottled top four. I'm sure the same thing will happen this season, and Man City will win the league.
Let me go to Manjong because he's itching to say something.
No, I'm not itching. Like I said, that's what Sean just says is what you expect from a Tottenham supporter, right? They are not only pissed that will beat them home and away this season. They are just pissed that we are where we are and they are not there. You expect the same from Willie. The only difference with Willie as a Man U supporter is that we shared the points this season. We didn't beat them home and away like we did last time. So I can understand the frustration. I can understand the angst that they have towards us, right? But I'm sorry, guys. The league is hard and it's coming to the Emirates. There's nothing you guys can do to stop it. Absolutely, positively nothing. You can wait and wait and wait and wait. At the end, I'll organize not only a show like this to remind you of this day. I'll organize a barbecue and a party for us to celebrate the cup. It will be right at the Emirates. And mark my word one more time, it's gonna be won in April when we play at the Etihad.
Wow,
it's gonna end. It's at the Etihad. That's where it's gonna end. After that game, everybody, including you and young Sean, you'll be like, finally, Arsenal has got this thing going. The only person here who's objective is Luis so far on Arsenal because you can see the handwriting on the wall. It is there. It is ours to lose right now, and we are taking it. We're not losing it. What? Go and look at the roster. Go and look at the roster going down. We'll smother everybody. What? Just go and look at the roster.
But just like you were saying earlier,
we all see the roster. We know the roster.
Yes.
And until it is May. Is it my turn? Like, can I proceed?
No, I'm waiting on Sean. Sean
wanted to say something before you come in, really. Sean, go ahead.
But just to touch on a topic earlier, you said, Arsenal, they're only focusing on the EPL. They don't want to win Europa. They don't want to win the FA Cup.
Thank you.
They don't want to win EFL. If they don't win the Premier League, then this is a failed season for them because they did not do. Other than getting top four, what have they done?
Good, and I agree, and that's why excellent point, Sean. That's why I say it's not that I only said we did not want to. We actually didn't, and you're right. If we don't win the EPL, this is a failed season. We're not going to fail. We're winning it.
Willie?
So my question to you, Manjong, before I continue, is it unusual with Arsenal?
What is unusual?
About you guys having failed season in year out. Is it unusual?
I said it earlier. I said, and I gave you the reason. I said what has helped us now is what we didn't have before. We still don't have a bench deep enough, like I would have liked to, but it is definitely better than we had before. Before, if a player like Jesus had the injury that he had, our attack line falls apart. Remember when Aubameyang used to small injury on Aubameyang and the entire attack line is gone. Small injury on not small injury. Partey gets injured, the entire midfield falls apart. But right now, injury upon injury, we are remaking ourselves because our bench is not as big as it used to be. That's the point I'm making, and that's why I'm so confident that we are winning this thing.
Okay, so the politics that you are trying to play, Barrister. I know we are not in a court of law because the one you are trying to do, you are trying to play us here with some of these your defense arguments in court, blah blah blah, and the rest. We are not a court of law. But the fact is, you earlier make mention here that Arsenal, they don't have depth. That's what you made mention here earlier on. I actually
no. They don't have depth as I would have loved.
That was your statement. That's what you said earlier on, because you were saying that you were saying that you guys are having depth. That this one is out. Right now. If this one is out, this one is there to fit in. This one is out, there to fit in and the flow. Yeah. All of us will agree. All of us will agree here that the brand of football that Arsenal is playing today, it is not different from what we've been seeing over the years since the period of Arsene Wenger. Nobody will dispute that fact.
Yes.
And this team, they've been failing. It is not out of hate or some kind of, let me just say, it's not out of some kind of bias that Mourinho would term even their own manager and the team by itself, especially as specialist of failure, right? I think that's how you guys were qualified by Mourinho. It's not just out of some kind of hate or bias. It's just a reality. However, Arsenal, they are on a good foot. It is theirs to lose. Can we be confident? No. I, for one, no. Man United, we have already one in the pocket. We have 3 to go. We have FA Premier League, and we have Europa. 3 to go. Are we close? Absolutely, yes, we are close. Will I want somebody like Arsenal to win? No. It's a no. Will I want someone like City to win? I will hate to say it. I would really hate to say it, but might want to prefer City to win it. But how
you do prefer City to win
until it is me. Until it is me. And for the record, you count Manchester United out. This is EPL. It takes you just 3 games. You are out of it. And remember, Arsenal, they have to play Liverpool in Anfield. They have to go to City. They have to go to Newcastle. Just because I know we have Chelsea at Old Trafford. They are 10 on the league table, so that one is just that one is gone. That's just easy winning. There we have Spurs. That one too. They are nowhere. They don't know how to play for title, so that one is already in the pocket. So look at the run of games that we have. Don't forget that you have Newcastle, you have Brighton. Newcastle, of course, they know those are easy. We just beat them, right? Those are easy goals. We'll just crush them. We'll crush them. We are right in it. People keep writing us off, but don't be surprised. The way we are going, the way Ten Haag is going, believe in the process. I understand English football and I know English football. I've gone through that system. I understand it. Believe in the process. We are right there. I would hate to say City should win, but if it comes to the worst, I'll prefer them to win than
this is what I was trying to say earlier, right? I didn't want to cut him short. Willie is lying through his teeth. I'm on multiple betting forums with William, and on every game that he's praying that Arsenal should lose, he's choosing Arsenal to be the one to win. There's a reason for it. William knows right now that this show is going worldwide. He just cannot confess. Sometimes, listen what I told you, William. Facts are stubborn, okay? Opinions are used to have. Facts are stubborn. The fact of the matter is that the best all-round team in the EPL as of today, like right now, is Arsenal Football Club.
No denial.
The mighty Gunners. If I were you, bias aside, sometimes you can manage your bias. Just be as honest as Luis is and say those are the guys to win. And if we don't win, you love that we shouldn't, because you want the EPL to go to Manchester, regardless if it's your noisy neighbor. They are not as noisy as you guys do. You guys are the noisiest. Luis is in England. Luis and Sean, they're in England. They'll bear me witness to that. And these are my London brothers.
What you are doing, Sean, what you are trying to do now is let's do this. You are trying to learn Luis to your side. But Luis, remember, you got to Arsenal. It's not. And you get to have another game, right?
It's not
Oh my
easy to
God,
have
Arsenal cannot win this thing. Arsenal still has to play Chelsea.
Where?
Again, true of us.
Chelsea is coming to the Emirates.
Yeah, so it's not easy to have both of you on the same forum because it's going to end up this way. But one last question. Luis, you already told us about Arsenal. But so who's going to be, let's do this. Which other two teams are going to join Arsenal for Champions League, and which are the other teams that are going to be for Europa League next year? Beginning with you, Luis.
Yeah, I think as you know my position, I've made it very clear. Okay, but I'll just use this opportunity, Lambert, to thank you for bringing me on the platform. Thank young Sean and my two senior brothers there, Jude and Willie. Yes, it's a pleasure sharing a platform with some senior guys who can exchange ideas here. For me, I've made my point. I'm disappointed. I'll just stay out of North London because I know yes, Arsenal is going to take it. It's heartbreaking for another London team to give it away. Yeah, but yeah, I think Arsenal will be there. Then it will be Arsenal, City, then Chelsea, United. I think those are the guys for the top four. But there's which I wanted to touch on.
Oh my God!
There was a quick point which I wanted to touch on, Lambert, which I think obviously I'm not your producer, but something which I would like you maybe to make a program on, which because when you phone me, they were going to talk about the EPL. There was something I wanted, me as an African living in the UK, I like to copy. I always like to go into the roots, look at why is this thing so successful? Why has the EPL become so successful? I think that's a subject you should digest, Lambert, and I'd like you to bring me up because I've done a little bit of research, and I believe that as an African living abroad, I believe in always learning. It's good to support the football, get a passion, but how can we replicate what is happening here? You know, we're from the same alma mater. You see me at times I always post about local football, about Cameroon. Peter Bamenda. I support Peter Bamenda. I'm like, okay, I was born in Bamenda. I'm in the UK. I keep talking about Chelsea. How about Peter Bamenda? How do we replicate success? I believe in like
that. This fake Manchester United supporter here was a former goalkeeper Peter Bamenda. Don't mind
captain.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
He captain Peter Bamenda.
Well done.
And also had a trial with Middlesbrough Football Club.
But he's so fake.
Yeah, so Lambert, please, if you can do a topic like that, let's ask, wow. Because if you learn from this, from Earth today, from Mars, you believe there is only the EPL. How did these people, Willie will know it is his former president that started this thing, David Dean, and screwed him up at the FA. They break away and they started a limited company and they got some teams and they went to commercial independence and they just got the great money in and the whole world is talking about them. What can we learn from these people? I think that's a topic, Lambert, you should think about it. It's not just about the footballing aspect it is. What do we learn from the EPL? Why have they become so dominant? It started in 92. Under 30 years, everybody's talking about these guys. Even Cameroon, everybody's talking about it. What happened? What can we learn as foreigners? If one day we think about emerging, what can we learn from these guys?
Yeah,
I promise you that's a good topic for me.
That's a good topic. Yeah, that's a good topic. But I hope you understand that topic is a political topic.
Sean,
because it's a question of the environment.
Yes, don't go into politics. Because
don't go into politics.
How are you going to get that conversation without talking the politics of it?
So let's get your classification for the end of the season.
So basically, I think top four will end as Man City in first place, second place Man United, third place Arsenal, and fourth place Tottenham. And you're in fifth and sixth place, I would say Newcastle and Brighton. And then for that one Conference League spot, I could see Brentford doing it because I don't see Chelsea, I don't see Liverpool playing European football. I don't see Chelsea finishing in the top half at the way they're playing at the moment. Because they're drawing against Everton with Sean Dyche in charge. So yeah.
That's interesting. Manjo.
So you killed me, Sean. Well done, young man.
The young man just slaughtered Chelsea and Liverpool. God.
I'm saying you, Sean, you killed me big time.
This is what I think. This is what I think is going to happen. I believe that, of course, the cup is coming to the Emirates, so we're going to be first. City is going to be second. Man U is going to be third. I can see Liverpool making it into fourth if Tottenham continues the way they are doing. But if Tottenham can pick themselves up, they're going to be fourth. And then fifth and sixth is in that situation, then it's going to be Liverpool and Brighton. And then the Chelsea and Brentford will probably fight for that seventh position.
Europa League.
Yeah, that's what I do. No, and Newcastle, but Newcastle. Yeah, I'll say this. Yeah, that it. You know what? No, let me rephrase this stuff. It's gonna be Arsenal, City, Man U, and either Liverpool or Newcastle and Tottenham. The three of them. It's really a function of what this Tottenham do within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Because Tottenham risk going all the way down if they're not careful. And then it becomes a question of Liverpool and Newcastle, what they're going to do for the 4th place. And then we're going to get the feet on the seat, and then, of course, the 7th. But I don't see, definitely Chelsea is not making top 4. That's a given. They're not making top 4. Liverpool has a chance to. Newcastle has a chance to. But their chances is a function of what happens with Tottenham within the next 2 to 3 weeks. If Antonio Conte continues the way he's doing things, Tottenham's going to be out of there, and they risk not even being top 7. Because they're going to have they'll fall down like hell. The luck they have is that they've already built enough points right now that they will not find themselves fighting all the way down there. But they'll still be up there, but they will not even find themselves in the top 7. I see Liverpool is on the ascendancy. Even Chelsea is on the ascendancy. But of course, Chelsea is suffering from everything they accumulated earlier. So right now they have their gradient to climb is very, very steep, right? And then Newcastle is still where they are, but for them to stay or enter back into top 4 and stay there, it's a function of what happens to Tottenham and Antonio Conte within the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Thank you, Willie.
Yes, so for me, I will go Man United as an outsider to win the league, based on the fact that towards the tail end, we always have these surprises. So I'll go for Man United as a title winner. I'll go for Man City runners up. I'll go for Arsenal as the third, because it's not unusual that they will slip. I will go for either Spurs or Newcastle to occupy the 4th place, depending on the situation of Spurs, just as Barrister just highlighted, depending on the situation of Spurs. So I'm looking between Spurs, Newcastle to occupy the 4th and 5th position. Then for the 6th position, I'm actually weighing my support to Brighton. I see Brighton to finish I'd see them to occupy one of the Europa spots. Then for the conference league, wow, that's a bit tricky. If Liverpool and Chelsea can put a good fight during this, if they can put on a good fight in this last phase, put on a resurgence in the last phase, I may see them try to occupy that 7 and 8 position. If not, then I'll be going for Brentford and Fulham for that position. Then Chelsea and Liverpool will just be playing their 10 and 9 position. That's where I look at it.
So I wish the Liverpool and fans were here, but again, sorry. But gentlemen, I really want to say thank you. I really want to appreciate. You will not believe it. We have been on for close to 2 hours. Mm-hmm. But what I'll say is, if you all don't mind it, we can come back at the end of April just to see where we are before the last stretch. Then we can all come back, and I hope that by then we would have more Liverpool fans. And I think what I want us to do is build up, because there are many of these platforms, but we don't have one that is strictly for us Africans talking about the EPL. I want us to get into the conversation and build that up, not just for the sake of talking, but really build it up so that it can become something that our community can, you see a person like Sean, that's a young man, isn't it? Yeah. See the knowledge that he has about the soccer. Who knows? He may end up running commentaries on, and I don't think his father is going to allow him, because the father is but that's something that he already should be able to get into. Our own kids, really, I'm sure is going to take his son after this for some athletics thing. But let's build up the platform and build the community. And Reese is already giving us something. He's connecting from England. Let's continue the conversations.
I'll make sure I come in with Felix and not my son. So
right.
He's just as young as Sean. How old are you, Sean?
15.
Good. Congratulations. I like
Oh,
I like,
congratulations. That's
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
I like
Very
your
good.
That's
knowledge.
really good, Sean.
I
Your
like your,
knowledge of
I
football,
like
I'm
your knowledge
impressed.
and your
I'm
analytical
impressed.
skills. Thank you. Congrats. Congrats.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to you all. 2 hours of your time on Saturday is good, but we're going to make it improve on it, make it better, and make sure that it becomes profitable for all of us in terms of the time that we're putting together. So thank you all, except somebody has something to say. That was it for me. Anybody who has some last words?
Yeah, no, I honestly do, and I understand that we may want to shy away from certain realities. The EPL, and I'm going back to what Luis said earlier, which is a show that I'll gladly participate in, and I'll be as frank as I can be, unless you guys will have to censor me. The EPL is a business, okay, and you cannot take away a business thriving without the environment being ready for the business to thrive. For that environment to exist, there are political considerations that go with it. Okay, that is it's just a fact. So when you ask the question, how are we going to take it and implant it back at home, continental Africa in general, maybe the Cameroons or the Southern Cameroons in particular, you have to think about the political climate. If it is not right, if the leadership is not right, the business cannot thrive.
You cannot thrive.
It is
True.
not mathematics, it is arithmetic.
True.
So the environment must be right. There was a time when the competition in Cameroon was top notch, where the national team was maybe 50-50 or even 80-20, meaning that the professionals were about 2 or 3 that will come, and all the players are from local leagues in Cameroon.
Locally, yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore because of the environment. If you
Because
make
of
it
the
right, the other ones can flow. It cannot be the other way around. You could not. Something must drive the other, and it is the environment that helps to spur and drive business. It is not business that drives the environment. It's just the truth.
You have already started the show.
I wasn't just even looking at it just on a footballistic level. I was just like, what can I learn from the EPL to implement in other sectors? For me, I wasn't just looking at it at a footballistic point of view. What have they done? They become successful. How can I replicate that in other sectors? That's where I was looking a bit more generalistic. I wasn't myopic in just like football. They've done well in football. How can I replicate it in other sectors, not just football?
We are going to have that topic. We're going to have a time for it. Like I said, thank you all. Good afternoon, and let's get back to soccer next week with the English Premier League. Thank you.
I know. I can't wait. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sean. That was good, Sean.